can't cheat the process. You gotta do what the fuck you gotta do in order to get where you're trying to get.
Take all the necessary precautions to make sure that your business is yours.
I just want to be able to establish generational history.
It just comes more naturally when it really is your lane.
You'll never be where you want to be if you're working for somebody else's dream.
Wake up every day with an intention and be happy on purpose.
I'm the one. I'm the GOAT. I got me this far. It was me.
Keep going. Just keep going. Because I am. I'm going to keep going.
Don't worry about what nobody else doing because everything ain't always what it seems.
Don't let social media rush you.
Do what you want. Like, believe in yourself. Don't wait for the perfect plan. Don't wait for the perfect option. Just create your own future the way you want to love because you get one life to live.
Period.
Welcome back to just another motivational podcast. I am your co-host Amber.
And I'm Bria.
And today we are joined by the renowned Dr. Bennett.
Oh, wow.
She our girl now, so we calling her Jamisa. But hey girl, how are you?
Hi, Amber. Hey, Bria.
We're going to get right into it. First up, we have our minute of motivation. I'm starting a new year off not good because I don't have a minute of motivation today. I wouldn't say that I'm not motivated. I just don't have a specific thing that motivated me since our last episode. So
I actually thought that mine was going to be yours. So I'm listening to Gunna's new album, and Roddy Ricch said Gilly and Wallow's name in it.
Oh yeah,
said,
he
give her
did.
$1 million worth of game like that.
I mean,
and I'm like,
they're celebrities.
Yeah. I mean, like that was pretty cool. Like, I can't wait till somebody drop her name in the red.
Yeah. Gunna's album is super good, by the way.
Aren't you surprised that I was listening to it? I was
I am.
I tried to listen to today's hip hop and R&B on Pandora sometimes to just keep myself up. I don't like feeling left out. So when
you gotta
I
listen to the whole album. Because when we go out, you gotta know.
I be wanting to know the song.
Yeah, you gotta know which one's popular.
Exactly.
So I got a cheat sheet. My husband just listened to it in the car, and I'm like, who this? Or sometimes, because he be hype. I don't want him to know that I'm listening to his music, right? Because we always argue who got the better selection. I'll peek over real quick when I got the Shazam it. Real sneaky. Screenshot it. Yeah, next time I'm in the kitchen, you'll know what I'm listening to.
People be like,
who put you on? Who put you on? Nobody.
Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Yep, it was you too. It was business. I don't like that.
So, Jamisa, what motivated you this week or this month or period?
The next level always motivates me because I come from humble beginnings. Like, I don't like using the word poor because I feel like that's very subjective.
Right.
But when you grow up in an urban community, you're used to a certain environment, right? And when you start to grow and you get out of that and you start to see different things, you're like, damn, I could do this, right? Then when you accomplish that, you're like, okay, that wasn't that hard. Damn, let me try this.
Right.
And then as you start to grow, you're introduced to different things, you experience different things. So I always want to know, like, well, what's next? Still got the energy in me, still got the youth. So.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, for sure. I like that. So for our next segment, it's the great debate. Today's question is, who falls in love quicker, men or women?
Men. Because naturally, I'm going to be honest. So I've been married for 5 years, but we've been together since 2011. So I'm 28 now.
Yes,
literally like my whole life. But women, we're selfish, right? So I love the idea of what I want a man to be. So before I met my husband, I knew the type of guy I wanted. Naturally, you know what you're looking for. So when a guy walk in and he fit a certain description, you like checking off your box. Do he got this? Do he do this? Bang. Like mine's super weird. You had to have straight, clean teeth. You couldn't bite your nails. I hate little dirty things. It's just real weird.
That's
like
not
no,
weird
back
at all.
then we like 17, 8, but you know that's when the guys was having the dirty socks. It was weird.
Yeah.
He came correct. He understood. So that was that. But for guys, I feel like they are already missing that affection part of them. Women are naturally nurturers, right? So we know how to love and give love. So we already know what it is on our, and they already missing something. So when they get that vibe, they like, oh yeah, I don't want her to get this to nobody else. I love her. Like they naturally just
this is true.
Get real weird. They won't say it, but they start acting like they love you.
No, and I'm not saying it first, so you gotta say it first to me, period, every time.
OMG.
I'm never saying it first. And you gotta be in love with me first.
How you know if they in love with you?
Like you just said, they gonna start
They
showing.
gonna know. Yeah. So it's been a while for me. Like I was in 2011. I was coming on my flash mob days. That's when
I'm hollering.
But I'm serious. Where we at downtown? I used to be running up and down South Street. I met him on South Street. Here's the thing, right? And it was like, all right, I got his number, but I'm not calling you the next day. Like, I'm gonna wait. That was the driver that did like get the number and don't call right away. Yeah, that was me. I didn't call him the next day. I was nervous.
I can't recall giving my number out.
I'm like, I don't think I got the number. I always give the number.
I don't recall me giving my number or get like, I don't know.
On South Street?
40th Street or South Street?
What was you doing?
People always ask me this too because we always been this way. We only talk to people who we already know of.
Yeah.
But how do we know these people? I don't know. Like, how do we meet them for the first time?
The internet. So you always, so this was different. Like right now, we just coming from like the off stages of MySpace and stuff.
Right.
So you would build your little following, whatever was going on, whoever was hosting parties. I used to host parties. I was a flash mob.
You really
It was really bad. No, but it wasn't like crazy. I wasn't. But I was around. I was outside. And that was a person that he didn't have a social media. He didn't host parties. Now his cousin did it. And he was walking up the street and he was like, "Something, how you doing?" He said, "That's my girlfriend." So the cousin backed up. Thank God the cousin backed up, Lord. But yeah, I'm guessing he felt like we went to school together. He just got out his way, and I was like, okay,
cool. You know. So you agree, Amber? You think women?
Honestly, I was going to say the opposite, but I don't have a strong argument.
You're always trying to play devil's advocate.
But no, I feel as though women fall in love quicker. Men fall harder when they do fall, but I feel like we fall in love quicker. Like, in my opinion, but I mean, you guys had a really solid argument.
I was gonna say it could be subjective because in our head we already in love with our idea of men.
Women don't act on it, y'all. I'm gonna say y'all because
no,
I be in love,
we be in love. We be fake in love. Like the first 2 days, like I love you, like I love this. This my man.
Yeah, that's a new focus though.
Yeah, but we don't be saying
it. It be very much infatuation.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
You're right. I hate it though because the same infatuation. The first time they do something you don't like, you just so irked.
You're done.
So done. Over it.
So irked.
I was just so in love 2 days ago.
You're done.
If you
don't say nothing I don't like. What you say? Hello?
Oh
no. Yeah.
Delete.
Where's so and so? He blocked.
Yeah.
Blocked somewhere. I don't know.
And act like you never met him. Now they stalking you, but you like, what's up? It wasn't that deep. What do you want? Yeah. I'm good.
Okay, I might be right. We be infatuated. So
I'm getting y'all married. We got to get y'all out the streets and get ghetto.
I'm gonna get married.
She said, you don't want to get married?
No, I love the streets.
Oh my
God.
Amber, you getting married?
I hate the streets.
I actually don't want to get married, but I don't want to be in the streets either.
Well, what do y'all want? What y'all want to do?
Somewhere in between the two.
Something fun.
I want to love and be loved, but I don't need marriage.
Yeah, I'm gonna be married.
That's just very much
too much.
Oh, you stuck? You feel like you're in a box?
Yeah.
No, that's not the right marriage. I was gonna say, what's marriage to y'all?
Business agreement.
Kinda.
That's really what it is.
What is marriage to me? Hold on, let me think about it.
I'm like, well, yeah, because you didn't open it up.
You're the one that's married.
Damn it. I don't know. He really just my best friend. So, like, us getting married, we did it in Vegas. It was real cute, fun.
What made you say, I want to be married instead of that just being your life partner?
Here's my thing. It really is the same thing. I feel like he got married to me because we was having children. So we had 2 children, or 1.5 at the time. And I think it just kind of made sense.
He was pregnant?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was really just like, how do you have to have? Okay.
Yeah, she ain't here yet, but she was. That's what it was. I don't know. I feel like it's a solidified type of thing, but it could be just an unspoken agreement, like you said. Like, this is my lifetime partner.
Yeah, I don't mind having a life partner.
Because that's really what it is when I think about it. I don't know what they be doing over there, but I feel like, yeah, life partner, that is what it is. It is.
I don't know what they be doing over there.
I'm just saying, like, the more famous people you get around, you be real nervous and you just want to go back home.
I don't know. But, Jamisa, can you tell our listeners who you are and what you do?
So I'm Dr. Jamisa Bennett. I do real estate. But first, I'm a wife and a mom. So originally, I'm from South Philadelphia. I got my first house in South Philadelphia, sold it, reinvested, and just bought a crap ton of properties. But as I was going through my journey of real estate, I realized how many of my people didn't understand what real estate was, or how easy it was to get into it, or how important it was. So now at 28, I have 27 properties, I have a hotel, and I got a really, really good life, but it's because of real estate. So that's what I do, buy houses, rent them out, and teach other people how to do it too.
Where'd you get the name Rosebud's Investment?
I named it after my grandma. Her name was Rose.
Oh, that's cute.
Nice.
That's my girl. That's my girl.
That's cute.
That's why I named it.
How did you get into real estate?
Oh, it was by accident. Like, literally, when I was outside flash mobbing,
God.
My grandma bought a house. Like, I'm just joking. So, I don't know if you guys are familiar. You know, like, back in the day, they had dollar houses. Right? You ever heard of that?
Like when it goes on, like, sheriff's sale?
No, it's before that.
No.
So, like, a dollar house, this was, like, back maybe our grandma and great-grandma's times. They would have dollar houses. Or you can stand in line for, like, a Section 8 house, and then eventually they'll allow you to buy it. So, dollar houses was a far back thing. My grandma got one. I wasn't born when she did it. But I took care of her. Like, everything she needed, grocery store, doctor's appointments, because I was always really responsible. I have a bunch of little siblings, so, like, I was the one that had to oversee some stuff. So when she died, she had my name on her property. So here it is. I think I was 18 or 19 or whatever. Mind you, I don't live home. Like, I went to college, so now me and him were living, I think, like, Mount Airy somewhere. And I'm like, oh, we can live somewhere and don't have to pay no more rent. So instead of you paying the landlord, you could just give me money so I could buy stuff, right? To survive, we ready. We go to the house, and it's like, as much time as you spend with somebody at their house, you don't really know the ins and outs of what's wrong with the house. So I'm sliding on grandma, I'm like, hey, how you doing? I don't know, like, she got the walls insulated with t-shirts. Like, she been taping up under the sink. You don't know what grandmoms really go through because they just feel like they can fix everything.
Right.
So I instantly knew, like, all right, we can't live here like this. Because, like, I like certain things, you know, recessed lights. You don't want panels on your wall. I'm a millennial, so you like the pretty stuff. And I'm like, oh, we can't fix this. This is a lot. Because I'm thinking paint, change the furniture, we fine.
Right.
And then they like, no, you going to have to move this wall. This wall should have been down. I'm like, what? Now you about to break the wall. I can't. What is going on here? So long story short, I sold the property. I made a lot of money from it. It was like $150 or $152. So like $150.
And she paid $1 for it.
She paid $1. And I paid $300 after she died. I had to do like a title thing to put title insurance on it. So $301 got me $152,000.
That's crazy.
It's amazing. Yeah. Shout out to grandma.
Yo, granny.
Yo, shout out to all grandmas.
No, for real. Shout out to all grandmas.
Shout out to all
Seriously.
grandmas.
I miss my grandmoms. Yeah. I was super close with my grandmoms.
Yeah,
I miss them a lot.
It's a thing. How old are you? Yeah, damn, I'm not gonna say that. My bad. Edit that part out.
We're around the same age. We're around the same age.
No, she said, excuse me? No, I'm only saying that because I feel like our generation have a really close bond with our grandparents.
We do.
Like, our moms, they came out, they had us, they was kind of young, but they wanted to go to their movie. So they like, hold on, mom. You know, so you build that bond with your grandma. I can honestly say I had a better bond with my grandparents than my parents.
I agree.
And I know my mom, love my mom to death, you know, all of that stuff, but
that grandma love
put that
different.
work in. That
grandma
it's
love
different. It hit different.
It do.
How did you build your real estate portfolio? How many properties do you have now?
28, 27, something like that.
How did you build your portfolio at such a young age?
Oh, so at the time, I really didn't know anything about real estate, but I'm like, all right, this is a lot of money, and you don't want to mess it up. So I always had like that type of common sense. So, okay, one house got me this much. Let me see how I can move around and get some more. And then at the time, the realtor who helped me sell the house, he wanted the money. So he was like, oh, meet this person. He had all these friends that gave me great ideas. Oh, like this one person was a financial advisor. Nice suit, tie. He talking to me like, give me all the money. You can come back and get it when you 50. How old did he say? Exactly.
Are you okay?
That was my
sentiments.
sentiments.
Why would I want to do that?
What did he say to me? Like, I don't know. Like, come back at 50 something. Whole time I'm like, that's a long time. And my grandma passed away fairly young. She was only in her 50s when she died. So I'm like, no, that don't really sound cool. And then I'm a mom. So you saying go back to work and forget this ever happened? Like, yeah. So I'm like, no, thank you. Like, I'm out. And I remember them like asking me, so what you want to do then? And I'm like, I'm gonna show you. Hold up, I'll be right back.
I like that.
Yeah, because it was like, well, they was nervous for me. Like, what you about to do? Oh, okay, hold on. Just stay tuned. And then he set me up with this one other guy who did real estate already. And I was more like laid back with him. He was calm. He looked like me. He was older, but I was like, okay, no, he was an investor. I didn't even know what that was at the time. I felt like real estate was just real estate. So agent, investor, it was all the same to me. And he was like, I heard you want to buy houses. How much you got to buy houses? All simple. I'm like, yeah, I got 152. That's not something you do. If you're listening, don't learn from that part. Don't do that. But that's what I did. But he didn't take advantage of me. He just gave me a list of properties he had to sell because as an investor, you get tied up in investments often. So he had a few deals he was trying to get through and just wanted to make some money. He ain't hit me in the head. So I bought 3 from him. Like right on the spot. I was like, I want this one, and this one. He was like showing me the houses on the phone and giving me the address.
Sound like a game of Monopoly.
It's exactly, and that's like why I push it so hard. Like I'm also an adjunct professor too, so that's what I use my PhD for, to teach real estate in schools. But it's really Monopoly. It's something very, very simple. Mm-hmm. Like if you cut out the whole "I got a house for my grandma" part and you focus on 152. It's a life-changing amount of money until you like start making money. You realize that's not you can spend 152 in a week. You can spend it in a day, honestly, on nonsense. But I'll just say a week, because that's you're gonna need some like rest in between you going to the mall and buying food. So 152, and then after taxes, you have to think about that too. That's not an astronomical amount of money. So now I just get rid of that, because everybody hits you with the, oh, somebody gave you a house. That's easy. No, it's not easy. You have to be prepared for that. So now I teach how to make 152. You can wholesale. You know what wholesale is? A little bit. You see what I'm saying? It's a little bit. So let's say that Amber is selling the house for $100,000. Okay? She gonna sell it for $100,000. Bria, you don't have $100,000 in your bank account yet, but you know I buy houses. So you gonna tell her, all right, I'm gonna get your money. I'll buy it. I'll be right back. You call me, Jamisa. I got a house for $150,000. I got the money in my bank account. I'm coming with the $150,000. Now you owe her $100,000.
I make $50,000.
That's it. Who can do that?
I've heard
Everybody
about this
can
concept.
do that.
But how do you, like, where do you,
How
I guess
would I
you
find
have
you?
to be involved in the network? Yeah, like, how do you find?
I mean, the same way you find anybody, like, we network with people all the time.
Because if I'm Bria and I'm looking in the housing market, I would know better than to pay you $150,000 for a house that's
Well, it
only
depends. No. That's what you're selling it for. That doesn't mean that's what it's worth.
So you have to find the people that sell
So you
below
gotta,
market.
I mean, everybody gonna sell below market, just because the way real estate works is you have a after repair value and then you have an as is value.
Okay.
A house can be okay. For instance, let's say a Birkin. Okay, I got a Birkin. You get it from the real. It's a little bit scratched up. The handle a little crooked, right? So a regular Birkin, the retail, it says a 35 mm. You might gotta pay $30,000 for it, right? Okay. Now I got the one that's a little bit jacked up. So can I sell you that Birkin for $30,000? No, you're not buying it because you got to put money into fixing it. All right, so you're gonna buy the Birkin. Let's say 15. That's half. I know this is crazy because it's a bag, but let's say 15.
I mean, these are real numbers here.
This is real numbers. Shit, I got 2. I know. So you get the 15. So okay, I got my broken Birkin. It's a deal though, because you know to get it fixed, it might only cost you $5,000.
Right.
Because you can take it straight to the Leatherman or whatever, whoever fixed bags. You can Google who fixed bags, right? Take it to a Hermes store. They'll get you right. Okay. But you still got that Birkin below market value. Not to mention you can resell that Birkin once it's all fixed up for a Birkin price.
Yeah. Okay.
Got me?
That was such a good analogy.
You know, because I like bags and houses, y'all. Yes, I like them both.
I love it here. Can you give us an overview of what kind of things you teach in your debt-free real estate course?
First of all, so to be free of anything, you got to be free of everything. Meaning like mental slavery. So you got to get out of the notion that I can't do this. That's the first thing you got to understand. So we go over mindset first, then the basic, what is real estate? Because you can be an investor like me. You could be a person who just wants their first house. Like I want a mortgage. I want to live somewhere for my family. I don't want to make no money. You could be a person who does not want to be a landlord at all. I think that's Bria.
Yes, that is me.
I can tell your personality, like, don't call me about no sink. So Bria's not gonna be the landlord. But Bria like money, so she gonna flip.
I always say this, Amber, don't I?
You do?
I want to flip.
I
don't want to be a landlord.
I'm good at people. I say I know, because you gotta know people when you're doing it. Bria's not gonna be a landlord. You more patient. You might be a landlord. A little bit more attention to detail. You're like, okay, I'll fix the house up right. Don't burn me out and keep calling me, but you'll think so. She might be a flipper. You might be a person who wants to buy and hold. So I go over what that would look like in different instances, right? Then I talk about how to fund it. You might want money. So I might teach wholesale in detail, like what I just did with you guys. Or I might talk about getting a loan, getting a mortgage, hard money lending, using your credit card. You can buy a house with a credit card. What else do we cover? Airbnb, event spaces. Just everything as it pertains to real estate condensed. Because real estate right now is so gimmicky. It's so sexy. They like, swipe up the bottom. You're not about to get no game and no course. Like, real estate is an experience-based thing. I can't really teach you how to flip a house unless we're in there flipping houses. So I just give an overview.
Do you think it's necessary to take like a real estate course at like a real school?
I did, but not for investing. Remember I said I didn't know the difference at the time. So I did go to real estate school. I passed fundamentals and practice. So you get those two different things. Poly. I went to Poly and Associates. Okay. But when I'm in there, I'm like, okay, so this is commercial real estate. This don't really got much to do with the investor side. And it's a conflict of interest too. So by the time I went to real estate school, how many houses did I have already? Probably like 5. Like I'm dug in because I met the guy and we cashed out those 3 properties. They was already in. Right. And then I think I got 2 more from maybe like an auction or something. I don't know, but when I was in there, I realized a lot of that stuff didn't apply to me. They spoke to mortgages and like amortization, which is like the numbers in a mortgage. They talked about how you can buy and sell other people's properties. And the biggest thing was, remember I said you were selling a house for $100,000, right? Mm-hmm. If I was a realtor, I would have to tell you like, no, that house worth $150,000. As an investor, it's like I can tell you, but it don't really. I don't gotta force it on you. I'm like not under oath, but it's like if that's what you want, cool. Cause some people get houses for free and they don't want them. I don't want nothing to do with it. It's too much of a. I done seen people give houses away. I'd be so upset about that. But anyway, so you can take it just to learn the terminology and the contracts, right. So you can be well versed, but it's not a necessity. No.
What was the most expensive lesson you learned during real estate?
The most expensive lesson I learned in real estate. I would say don't buy sight unseen, but I still do that.
Explain what that is.
Buying a house before you see it. Okay. I did that before. It was the whole tree in it. It was $6,500, but still was a whole tree in it. Not good.
Yeah, that sounds good.
The most expensive lesson that I learned is, I don't know, just don't take stuff personal. I won't even say that was a real estate lesson. It just showed up in my life during real estate, very like fluid. I would take everything personal. Mm-hmm. It's like it's business. You can't.
That's business, period.
Real estate is numbers. In doors and houses, nobody's obligated to sell a house to you, even if they said it was. Like, it's just certain things I took really, really personal on both sides, like buying houses, and then when I started to teach, because I was like teaching people, and then they was like running off. Here's the thing: I wasn't even charging them to teach them at the time. I'm just teaching them. Then they selling what I told them and coming back like, so what happened next? I think I get paid. I think that's what happens around this time. So just know my invoice. Yeah, you gotta just put your foot down and be a businesswoman. Like how you do anything is how you do everything. So just remove your emotions. Even when you're doing business with people that you're fond of. I'm gonna let you after we sign the it's different, you know? Yeah. So I would say that was like a real hard lesson because I had to keep experiencing it over and over before I realized what it was. It's like, oh, it's you, girl.
I hope y'all got your notepads out because we are learning a lot in this episode.
Yeah, we are.
Real estate. I really love real estate. It's so fun to me.
How has COVID-19 impacted your business?
It didn't really bother me until November.
Of 2020?
No, 2021. So I was traveling. I was moving around. So like COVID for me, I think only people that have mortgages do it. I own all my properties outright, so I was fine. Mortgages, nice. I don't have any, so I just let my tenants. Some of them I negotiated, like, okay, I'll take this out of your security deposit. Everybody needed something different. Some of them kept paying. Some of them was like, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna put you out. But it didn't really bother me because it was like a volume. You have to have a quantity of properties. But COVID hit me because I actually got it. Like, it was around Thanksgiving time. I had a miscarriage, so I had to go to the hospital. Sorry. I mean, everything happens and it's like on time, but I went to the hospital for that and came back out with COVID
at the hospital.
Bro, I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? And I've traveled. I still was doing like seminars and stuff. You know, when they reopened the world, and I was never sick. I'm not a sick person. I don't get sick often. So like that really, it made me a little, yeah. But during business, it didn't. I mean, I would say it helped strengthen me. But if you got like good standards and like structures and procedures, you're gonna always be okay regardless of how the economy comes, because you pivot.
Right.
Like, the best part about being a businesswoman is you get to adjust when you own your stuff, you get to kind of go with the flow of whatever it is. So, I don't know, COVID kind of came and went for me, minus the coughing and the sneezing for people.
Do you have any, like, cheat codes or hacks that you're willing to share in the real estate industry?
Yeah, a lot of people are going to say use other people's money.
I don't common thing.
I don't really like that. It's weird.
I don't like that concept at all. Like, I just don't like owing people.
It's just
a bank, a lender,
all of that. It's very weird. The Bible said, "I am the lender, not the borrower."
Never the borrower.
So
I don't borrow.
Why would y'all have me outside begging for money? It's weird. I don't like it.
And then I gotta pay you back a percentage.
You do, because I'm gonna hit you interest. You do. So I can't knock it though, because that's how most people start. Like, if I didn't get the house to sell, you know, and I didn't have the knowledge to build my capital, I probably would have went the leveraging route. However, don't over leverage. Like I hear Burr strategy.
Yes.
Buy, rehab, rent, refinance, repeat. So if you got 5 houses and you borrowed from all 5 houses, now you got 5 mortgages, right? And one person stops paying, that's a domino effect for everything else, because now you're going to be pulling from those other 4 houses to cover whatever that monthly. It's just weird. Like, if you want to boss up, go all the way, it's not tip top. See, COVID, that's when COVID can come get you, because now you have a weakness. So if you're going to borrow, maximize what you're going to get. So if I'm going to borrow from one, I'm going to at least try to buy 2 or 3. You get what I mean? So now I'm strong. So I got 3 to cover my one.
Your
just
assets cover your life.
all the time. And then eventually break free of debt. Like, you can't be financially free if you're in debt. It doesn't. Like, that's why when they teach it, I'm like, yo, that's a contradiction. That could be my PhD kicking in, but it's very cringy to hear gurus tell people borrow a bunch of money that they can't pay back.
So you feel like cash is king versus credit is king?
Yeah, I feel like they go hand in hand. I had a 790. I let it go back down. Had a 795. I let it go back down just because I never used it the way other people use it. But my lifestyle didn't change. Whereas though, if you operating off of credit, once your credit drop and them banks start lessening your credit limits,
that's the part I don't get about credit. Like, I don't understand why people feel like it's more valuable than cash.
I don't really.
No, I don't. So the only I can see the point of view being that with credit you get to reuse it over and over and over, whereas though you typically
still have to pay it back.
Oh, you definitely have to pay it back with interest. You have to still pay it back with interest, but it's a mind thing. First of all, if y'all knew how credit was even created, you'll be like, what is a bunch of people like us get rich and be like, all right, we're going to open up a bank.
Yeah.
Right? You got $1 billion, I got $1 billion, you got $3 billion. Are we going to borrow to them? And we're going to turn that $3 billion into $10 billion. What? And then I got insurance on it, because you're probably going to default anyway. You're going to charge it off on your credit, and then what did they do? When they write the letters, it wasn't me. Dispute. You will dispute it. So now my money's already insured. It's just weird. It's like it's not made for us. You got to really decide what side of wealth you want to be on. Yeah. And just act like that. You have to really like walk into that path, because borrowing money is not gonna. You're gonna always have this thing over your head, all the time. So
I agree.
That would be my cheat sheet. Build your capital, and then reinvest into assets that'll pay you. You just want to make sure that you have enough to.
What accomplishments are you most proud of, and why?
Being a mom. Honestly, I really, really, really like being a mom. And being a wife, too. Because coming from where we come from, and it's just real weird, because it's like, you don't really see that. You see baby moms, you see baby dads. And it's not like we the Huxtables. He's from North Philly, I'm from South, so it's definitely giving like Lucius and Cookie, just a tad. You know. But just to be able to showcase what love really is, not what perfection is, you know, not what goals are on the internet. I'm saying really seriously, outside of doctor, real estate, all that, going home, being able to take off my wig, and he loves me. Like, serious, like, he loves me with the wig on. He be like, yeah, but like when I take it off, he loves me. You know, somebody to be able to like see you for who you are and grow. Because the world so hard as it is, like, you're constantly in competition, even if you don't try to be. Because you don't know who's your friend. You don't know who's trying to give you a hand up, or who's just trying to use your favor so you can get to the next level, so they can trick you out your spot. It's so much weird stuff that goes on, especially as a woman. No support, really. You don't really have it. The men looking at you like shark food, because they definitely sharks, right? And then the women looking at you like, yeah, you could do good, but not better than me, because they suffer from whatever type of, you know, because we all come from a place of trauma. So being able to love somebody and have somebody love you through that, I could conquer the world with that, because everybody could count me out. The world could be like over, but I still have foundation to build on with my family.
Wow,
that's amazing.
I'm sitting here like, as somebody I'm super, super business oriented.
Y'all gonna get married. I told you I'm gonna sell y'all.
I don't.
You heard it here first.
Or a husband, but hearing you have all of these accomplishments, all of these assets. Yep. But for that to be your biggest accomplishment, it's just like, I don't know. I'm wild by that answer. I still don't want kids.
That's a real thing.
But
no, you don't want kids. And if you do, I got a few you could borrow. But
I'll be the borrower. I'll be the borrower.
I'll borrow the kid. No, but you got to think about it. Like everything that we have or we gain in the
that just
world,
goes to show that material things
don't matter.
It mean nothing.
You could lose everything. Like God forbid. I got a bunch of stuff. We have a bunch of stuff. If everything goes bad, for instance, like there was recently a fire. You see what matter. You get what I'm saying? If everything that I had was in one place, like cars all was in the garage, the closet was full, all that, and that burnt down, what you got?
Your family.
That's it.
That's all that matters.
And that's what's going to give you the strength and the motivation to go get more, because I can't let my kids down, right? That's the kind of conversations we have. So stuff is cool, but when I'm old, 70, I'm not about to be flipping houses. You know, you got a kid or children that can carry that legacy. It's about how you make the biggest impact, and that's like the most impactful in my life.
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And don't tell my husband, he's gonna be real hype. Yeah, he's gonna be like, oh, you love me.
Yeah,
Leave me alone.
Yes, you spoke about the fire. I wanted to talk about that.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how so many lives were lost. Oh my God, it's so sad. And then another fire just happened in New York.
I was going to ask, were we talking about the Philly or
so, okay, the first one I'm talking about is the Philly one. 12 people died, 8 kids, I think. And then the New York one, 19 people died.
Oh, 19.
And 9 kids.
9 of them children. I know it was
9 kids.
No,
that's like, it's devastating.
The New York fire was closer to me. I live like 45 minutes from there. So I was like, wow. And it was back to back.
Back to back.
It was literally back to back.
Like so heavy.
I don't know how. I think negligence. That's the biggest thing that I can think
was my
of.
first
It's just
thought.
negligence. It has to be negligence.
Them landlords gonna get sued.
And it's like not
well,
even.
I know the Philly one was PHA.
That's what they said.
Yeah.
They said it was
so
PHA.
who gets sued? Somebody still gets sued. The city.
Yeah.
But here's the thing,
Housing Authority.
I just feel like being in an urban community or from an urban community, because I moved away like 4 or 5 years ago, whatever. So where I'm at now, it's like a gated community. Is nice. But the only thing that really separates that quality of living from the quality of living that we have growing up in the hood is accountability. So let's say PHA didn't do their job. As a mom, don't you want to know that shit smoke detectors ain't out? Because they'll call them. Because no, they didn't come out. But also, did you call? Now, in a time of grief, that's not a conversation.
But it's also ignorance or knowledge. It's like, how many people in the black household just
care about fire detectors?
So we hear a little beep and it's getting on our nerves. We unplug it.
That mean the battery dying.
That means the battery dying.
They said PHA checked it. They said they checked it in like February or between February and May of this year. So between that time, it must have stopped working.
I mean, so you gotta, again, this is like you said, lack of education, because you need to know the lifespan of your smoke detector. You need to know how long the batteries last. You need to know when it makes that beeping noise, that means the batteries are dead. If it stops making any noise when you knew it was beeping last week, it died. You know? So it's like when your phone dying, don't nobody gotta tell you what that red light means.
Right. Yeah.
Don't nobody gotta.
It's the education. It's like we can't hold ourselves accountable for something that we don't know.
But what I can say we can hold ourselves accountable for is just wanting more, because that's what it starts with.
Yeah.
You just gotta want a better quality of life. Like, you can live in the worst of the worst type of environment. Your house don't gotta live like the block you live on. Yeah. Your house don't have to look like that.
PHA is Section 8.
Yeah. They have affordable housing, and then they also have Section 8.
It was about 16, 18 people.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. I don't know the whole story. But I know a lot of people died. But was it a house?
It was a duplex.
How are we all in this house?
Oh, I thought it was a 3-story. Was it a 1, 2, 3 units triplex?
It was a triplex. It was a triplex.
So it's a tri.
Nobody on the first floor died.
So I'm still thinking, how is 13 people living in there?
I don't know.
So like, there's a whole thing that goes with just ordinances, meaning like how many people legally can occupy a space.
Right.
So I know that they were well beyond that. But honestly, it's Section 8. You know, people have husbands in Section 8 and just tell a man to move out real quick when they do the inspection. Just hide your clothes, or this my son's clothes. So people don't always honor how many people should be there. But honestly, if you got a big space and you got a person that's homeless or a family member that's homeless, you won't let them come stay with you. You know, it's about making the best. Cause I've been in like with my cousins and it be like 90 of us, like, you know. I did it.
It could have been a spending a night situation.
I doubt it. It could be anything. But I doubt it. They probably did live there, which is fine. if you just take care of your space, like where you are is not a reflection of what you deserve. That's just where you at right now. Like, and treat it like it's a castle, so that when you get your castle, you know how to carry it. You gotta really just want a better quality. I don't care what the government like, cause don't just keep depending on Section 8 to inspect your house. Like, don't keep depending on other people to make sure you're cool. Ain't nobody making sure you okay. Nobody's gonna do that.
And you gotta make sure your kids is okay.
You have to make sure. As a parent, that's why when you're like, I don't want kids.
No, I have a kid.
You got a kid.
She don't want to get married.
All right, she don't want to get married. Yeah, she don't want to get married. She gonna call me later and be like, damn, I was thinking about it. You right. I got a player for you. Don't worry about it.
Okay, send my number.
Look here she go. I ain't really got a player. I was gonna work on it because I was giving you time to like change your mind.
I'm giving out players and all that.
Here you go.
Don't leave me out.
Anyways, it's just a matter of, you know, making a decision, because being a parent, you instantly think about your child before you think about anything else. So for that, because I was a mom super young, which is cool because by the time they're old enough to be okay, I'll still be young enough to do it. But it took a lot of selflessness. Like, I really had to shut down. I couldn't really be outside.
Flash mob.
This is when and that was the best times of my life, because that was it. No section, no bottle girls. I be watching people outside and they're like, oh, it's a vibe. What y'all doing? Oh, y'all TikToking? You know, like I missed that part. I feel like it was a fair trade, but if that's what you got right now, then you could go on your vacations. Don't worry about it. Like, we fly private with our kids in first class. That's
come on.
We spend on flying what people spend on family vacation. So it's like, like, you feel me? So if you could just be selfish, go to the mall and buy yourself a Birkin, not worrying about your daughter.
Well, if you insist, I shall.
You should. It's a good investment. But anyway, neither here nor there. Want better for yourself, want better for your family, and like, don't put that on somebody else. You can't. You see what the government has for us.
They don't care about us.
Years of proven consistency of them not caring. And then you like, look what you did. You let us down. Bro, they were going to let you down anyway.
They hate us. Yeah, it's on us. It's on us.
Yeah, it's a sad situation. Rest in peace to all the people that died. The GoFundMe made a lot of money for the people that did survive. It did. It was amazing.
And I don't know if it's like enough. Like, my husband and I, we did a private donation. I don't know if, like, what they feeling emotionally.
Yeah, that could never be replaced, or
you do get a chance to have a different quality of living and just like not let it be in vain. Like, literally, not only did we donate money, but we like got a bunch of fire not fire extinguishers. Did they come with the fire extinguishers? I think we got detectors and fire extinguishers.
That's 20 houses. So not only so you're giving them money, but you're also
because that was personally for them, but this was for everybody else. Like, yo, here, take the smoke detector and fire extinguisher. People don't even know how to use a fire extinguisher. Like, some of them have them. Some people don't even have them in their homes. They don't know how to use them.
Okay, Jamisa. Next up, we have truth or drink. So I'm going to ask you a question from our little pile of cards.
Okay.
Either answer it. If you don't want to answer it, you drink.
All right.
My first card, you have to answer for me. If I didn't have my current job, what would you see me doing?
I don't know. You give me bossy. Like,
how do you know her so well? Did you meet her before?
I never met her in my life. I told you I'm a good judge. I went to school for psychology, guys. You gotta read the room. No, but you give me like a person who like is about their business, who can plan and orchestrate things, give out orders, like do this, move this, but you give me like a real good planner or organizer. So maybe the CEO of something. Like, I don't know of what, but the CEO of something.
I take it.
Yeah. Not a landlord.
not a landlord.
How long did it take you to get over your last ex? What did you do to get over him?
Ooh.
And are you actually over him?
Ooh.
That's the tea.
So I just got me a new player, right? And then we got married. So yeah, like, I don't even remember my ex's name.
Period.
I know.
What ex?
Right, exactly. What is your greatest style-related regret as an adult, and have you glowed up since?
As an adult, style-related regret. When I cut my hair and I dyed it purple, that was a regret. Yeah.
Where was I?
That was a long time ago. I was pregnant with Moo.
I was gonna say, how low did you cut it?
It was a shortcut.
And then you, like Eve?
No, not that short. Not that short.
More like Rihanna.
Yeah. Perfect. Give me Rihanna. And and it was purple.
Never again?
No. Black hair only.
For 10 years challenge, I would love to see it.
I posted in my close friends. You in it? You need to go look.
Oh, I'm in the picture?
Yeah.
So it had to be crazy because she said she only put in her close friends. So I was gonna go see. I can't see. I'm not her close friend, y'all. I'm not her close friend.
I'll show you.
Don't look, y'all. Just kidding. We don't want to see that.
Oh. What? Okay. I'm gonna skip it. I don't know. Hold on. What's something you wish your ex would have done sexually but didn't? I know. I don't know. Got these from. Hey, yeah. What do you want to ask your body right now?
Yo.
That's what this
You asked me, so she got answer right. She
Oh, I was gonna skip. I just was letting y'all know why I was skipping and
nope.
Okay. The next one is so much better too.
Sorry. No, why you said you were gonna skip it? You should have skipped it.
I just wanted y'all. It got very awkward, and I needed y'all to know why. Like I just wanted y'all to know.
After the cake.
Nope. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna just take a drink because
she's gonna drink. All right. So since you're gonna drink, I'm gonna go to the next question anyway, which says, "What's the most common thing people praise or compliment you for?" Look, she pouring.
I want to answer that, so give me a second.
Oh, she wants to answer it. She wants to answer that. She wants to answer that one, Bria.
She ain't want to answer this other one.
You answered it for her. I heard you. You don't even want to know what she said.
Go listen back. James, don't edit that out.
No, I am not playing. The most thing that people compliment me on is my work ethic, being a hard worker.
Okay.
Bet you are.
That's good. All right. That's better than the last question. That was simple. That was very simple.
I wish you would have skipped to begin with.
I'm
but,
so sorry.
To wrap it all up, these questions be haunting me.
She gets the worst question every time. Every time.
Damn.
I just feel like, you know what? I don't feel like anything. Jamisa, if you could leave our listeners with a final gem, because you dropped a bunch already, what would you say?
You are your greatest investment. So, I mean, it sounds cliche. Whatever you believe is actually true. But you're talking about a person who is from South Philly, who was a cashier. All of the things you can think of. Young mom. All of the things you can think of. Married the person I had children with. Built the empire. And I'm okay. And you can do it too. Literally, you just got to really want it and go after it.
That's it, and that's all. Make sure you follow us, like, subscribe, rate, review on Apple Podcasts, all of the major podcast platforms, YouTube. We drop every week on YouTube and on all our major podcast platforms. I'm a little bit drunk, y'all. I'm sorry.
This is like different.
I don't know what's happening here.
I'm laughing.
I'm a little bit Hey, where can our followers tap in with you?
Rosebuds Investments everywhere, all platforms. Both words are plural, so Rosebud with the S at the end and Investments with an S at the end.
Thank you so much for coming.
No, seriously.
It was a vibe. We had fun.
It was
a blast. I loved it.
A blast. Thank you for this.
Okay, bye.
Ciao.